The coronavirus pandemic has caused major disruptions to economic and social development across Africa and has exposed a range of pre-existing vulnerabilities in sectors like health and education. Against unprecedented impacts of the pandemic, Africa's GDP contracted by as much as 3.2% in 2020, which pushed approximately 55 million people further into extreme poverty. Young Africans are especially vulnerable to this new wave of poverty and are ever more dependent on informal employment with relatively low social safety nets. They also represent most of the working poor, who earn less than $2 a day and face major setbacks to their educational prospects. The pandemic has reversed progress against several development targets in Africa, particularly in relation to gender equality. Women are doing significantly more domestic work and family care due to the impact of the pandemic. At the same time, a worsening of intimate partner violence has been observed during the pandemic. Mitigating these kinds of damaging effects of the pandemic and building forward better for more inclusive and resilient recovery and growth call for urgent and coordinated action. As part of its support for member states in this rapidly evolving environment, the ECA will host the fourth session of the Committee on Social Policy, Poverty and Gender on 17 and 18 November, under the theme of Building Forward Better Towards an Inclusive and Resilient Future in the context of COVID-19. This session will bring together officials from ministries in charge of social policy, youth, urbanization, gender, finance, and economic development to deliberate on the implications of the pandemic for the pursuit of Agenda 2030 and Agenda 2063. As such, the session will provide strategic direction and guidance on the work undertaken by ECA to support member states in their efforts to tackle poverty, gender inequality, and unplanned urbanization, among other challenges. Importantly, the committee will discuss key strategies and sectoral policies for African countries to leverage opportunities stemming from the pandemic and build forward better for an inclusive and resilient economic recovery, which improves the welfare of everyone. The discussions will further align ECA's future policy, technical and research work with the emerging priorities of African member states, particularly in the current decade of action for the delivery of the Sustainable Development Goals. At this critical juncture, in the context of COVID-19, we at ECA very much look forward to the session as a major platform for strengthening our collaboration with member states for a future which is inclusive and responds to the concerns and needs of African states, communities, and people. For more updates on this session, please visit ECA's website and stay tuned to our Twitter page.